Backbone.js. This presentation is copyleft material as long as a due credits is given to the author, the contributors or the content owner, if applicable. Prerequisites. This looks good for Java folks. Yes, if you are a Java developer, its syntax is pleasing to your eyes. Backbone depends on couples of modules, like jQuery and underscore. Backbone has a view and a model. Not too much on the controller. Backbone app has to extend Backbone object to be a Backbone app. It is kind of a contentious topic of what pattern is used by Backbone.js. Whatever it is definitely not a typical server-side MVC framework. It does not have any controllers. The functions are shared between its view and the model. What is it looks like to program in Backbone? This is how it goes. You extend Backbone.js object in your model. Create the model as part of a collection, most likely. Share the collection with the view and then you would them listen to events. That's it. Simple, isn't it? What's unique about Backbone framework? Well, for once, all Backbone object has a property URL, which allow it to hook to a REST resource easily. Another difference is its view is actually a controller, if one would like to compare it with a typical MVC pattern. What is shown here is a typical high-level architecture of a Backbone application. Generally, it has one router, couples of views, models and persistence managed by back-end REST services. There are three major steps in developing Backbone app. We start with the first step. You would first extend the Backbone router. Backbone router is kind of a controller of the app. This is followed by instantiating the router and lastly start the Backbone history object. Note that parameters are available to all methods automatically. If one exists like colon, it is shown in the slide. In the second step, you would create a view. There is probably some other way to create a view, but simple one is shown here. The last of the three major steps are the model. Your model has to extend Backbone object, which is backbone.model. Your model is a place to react to any events. Yes, you are probably right, that in some architecture like a server-side MVC framework, events should be handled more like in the controller. But Backbone is an MVVM framework after all, so its model is modeled like a view model. Backbone app cannot avoid extending Backbone object. All Backbone object in fact extends Backbone.js object. The constructor is the initialize function, and its usage is shown in this slide. Backbone model can define a validate method. If the model has a validate method, and validation fails, the model will not be saved. Backbone collection always has a property known as URL. Just like any other Backbone object, it can also listen to events like add, change and remove, for instance. In the Backbone.js model, it has property URL root. This property can be used to tell Backbone what is its collection URL. Generally, this is a back-end service and it is used to persist the model as part of a collection. If this is set up properly, the persistence is transparent and will be managed seamlessly by the Backbone in a JSON format. As part of the Backbone as view object, events can be specified as well. Thus, Backbone model is not the only object that can handle UI events. All Backbone view object has an HTML element as its rendering target. This is associated by a property known as EL by default. The EL is just an empty div. There is another EL property in any view object. This one has a $prefix, $EL. It is a jQuery wrapped equivalence of the EL mentioned previously. Form can be backed by the Backbone.js. It is kind of like having the code behind for a .NET platform. One example is shown in this slide. This is the form that was backed by the Backbone shown in the previous slide. The most important method in a view is its render function. What else could it be? It is a view after all. All Backbone objects, including the collection, can be removed by calling their destroy function. Just in case you are not aware of this, Vue can have a subview in Backbone. We end our presentation here by displaying some references and resources which are used by the slides. Thank you.